The question I received today is about an episode of the Torah when Avraham goes and takes Yitzchak, his son, up on top of a mountain to slaughter him and offer him as a korban. And the question is, why did God tell Avraham to sacrifice Yitzchak, but then had an angel stop him? Why didn't God stop him himself? Well, that's definitely how the episode seems in the Torah when we were told about the episode, and maybe if even a superficial reading. But if you look carefully at the episode of the Torah, and I advise that you review it, see if I'm right, check on me. The episode doesn't really have God telling Avram very clearly to go sacrifice Yitzchak. He tells Yitzchak to go up on the mountain and go ahead and take him up as a korban, but he never actually tells him to sacrifice Yitzchak. Avram's test wasn't to see whether he would go ahead and kill Yitzchak. It was whether or not to see if Avram would follow through on God's commands, even though he couldn't figure out what the idea behind it was. Avram understood God in a logical way. That's how he came to maintain that God exists, through logic. The God telling Avram to do something illogical caused a contradiction within Avram, and that was the test to see how Avram would react to a contradiction between a logical conclusion that what God was telling him didn't make sense, and whether or not he should follow through on God, what God was telling him. God tells Avram, of course, to stop and not sacrifice, but sends an angel to do it, because an angel, many times in the Torah, is representative of God's will. It's God's agent, God's shliach, God's messenger. So the fact that it was an angel and not God, that's a common theme throughout the Torah. In fact, if you remember in our Pesach Seder, we say that the Exodus from Egypt was such a unique and special event because God didn't send a messenger, did not send an angel, but rather did it himself. Okay, shalom.